right, so since Melissa is not a guest, we can skip this page and we'll move on to our next portion. All right, so I am going to ask Michelle, are you sharing about Hearts of Hope for us?
Yes, I can do that.
Awesome.
We are we want to give Mary, who started this foundation after she lost her son from leukemia, I believe. And at the conference, we gave her a check for a little bit over $500 um, in August, and we would like to really make that maybe even double. So what we are doing is for every order that we
More
have,
than double, more than double.
more than double. Okay. All right. More than double. So what we're doing for every order that you have, say in the month of August, you donate $1 for each of those orders. Send it to my Venmo and I will put it in the account so that we can, cut a check at the end of July and give it to, actually at the end of June, I think we do it, and give it to Mary. So,
Yeah, it will depend on when conference is, and there's no guarantees that conference is going to be at the same time. And for anybody who doesn't know, I don't know if Michelle mentioned this, but Mary is one of our owners. So she started this nonprofit, and essentially it's to help families. It's not to help the child who is going through the issue, whatever the problem is, it's to help the family. So the kids, the other children, and also the parents, because she found that there was lots of help for her child, but not necessarily help for her child's sibling or for her when she was going through that time. So I just wanted to clarify a little bit on a couple points, but thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I owe you for July and August, and we'll get my July, August, and September in. But yeah, it's a wonderful organization, and we really want to be able to give her a lot more this year. So please make sure that you uh, do that. Send Michelle the money,
and
and
we only have $75 so far. So
mhm. All right, and then I'm going to ask Kim, can you please share a little bit about, I know this is not our most updated image, but our deodorant drive?
Sure. So we are going to be collecting donations in order to purchase deodorants to donate to the Gloria Gemma Foundation. We already have a contact there, so we'll be doing this during the month of October and then presenting the donations to that contact person in November. There are two options. People can purchase the deodorant outright, which includes tax and shipping for $24, or they can purchase a t-shirt with the logo and a deodorant for $40. Each consultant that's participating, we will be giving them graphics that they can use so they don't have to create them on their own. And all the deodorants will ship to Beth so that we can keep them in one spot. So if you're local in Rhode Island to Beth, you can have them shipped to you and deliver them to her herself. But if you're outside of Rhode Island, then you would want to ship them directly to Beth so we have them all together when we present them.
I
And
have an entire room that is ready to put deodorants in. So please feel free to start sending those to me. And yes, we will. Megan was working on the graphics. We need to sort of reconvene, and we'll probably touch base in our little Telegram group and just make sure we're on top of everything and get those out in Circle shortly. Also, Anna Truffle asked me, because her group is mostly communicates in Facebook, so she asked me about it as well. So we will get those out. I have been working mostly on making sure that we get through our next Fall for Pure Haven event. So we wanted to make sure that was done before we moved on to deodorant drive. People get overwhelmed when there's a lot of communication going out. So wanted to make sure we were focusing on one thing at a time. All right, so fall for Pure Haven. Some of you have been doing fantastic on inviting to this. So attend and fill out the Google form. You get 1 point for doing that. There's only one left. Invite someone who attends. So for each guest that you have attend, whether you are the consultant or the host, you get 1 point. Then enroll as a consultant between September 19th and 26th. We have a few people who did that. They get 10 points. If you recruit a new team member between September 19th and 26th, 10 points. Post a personal testimonial in either Welcome Wellness or Wellness Circle. I've seen a few people do that. That's wonderful. 2 points. Place an order, 1 point. If you place a $150 order, 3 points. So that is how that works. And then our last fall for Pure, yes, the testimonial counts. So all of those points count for the consultant, they count for the host. So yeah, everything counts. You can definitely double dip on all of those things, triple dip on all of those things. They count for the consultant, they count for the host. So yeah, definitely utilize, make sure you're telling your people, go post, because it counts for you too. And there's 2 different prizes. There's one for existing consultants before September 19th and one for consultants after September 19th. So those are, you want to make sure that if you are a consultant who has been around before September 19th, you are letting your people know all the things to do so that you can get credit. We have one more left, September 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we could, you can invite people to that. The Google form is not in Circle. You have to actually come to the event to get the Google form information, because really you have to attend the events. You know, people need to be on those events to get those. All right. Here's our calendar for this week. The calendar is always a fantastic tool to use every week. Check it out. Make sure you are on top of everything. A couple of changes for this week, or one big change for this week. First of all, I want to talk about this calendar control meeting. The biggest thing that I hear every single week on coaching is you people don't know what to do when you don't have your time. Every week I hear time management, time management, time management. That's my biggest problem. And then I do calendar control and nobody shows up. So I just thought I'd point that out. Make sure that if you struggle with your calendar and time management, come to that calendar control meeting. I'm there every week by myself. So make sure you're on that, so that you can schedule your time for the week. The most important way to get on top of that and make sure that you are not falling behind and feeling like, oh my gosh, my entire week got away from me. My entire 2 weeks got away from me. My entire month got away from me. I don't know what happened. I didn't work my business. Is to schedule in your time. And I just want to talk about for 1 second, who read the first chapter of Atomic Habits? 1%, right? 1% shift in what you are doing is going to make a world of difference. So come to calendar control and schedule in that time. Okay. That is my rant for the evening. Now I will go back to the normally scheduled program. I'm just fascinated and flummoxed that I put this in for you guys and nobody's utilizing it. Open coaching this week. I will be on.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Last week, Svetlana came on with me.
Yay! Good.
So we did have one person.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. Open coaching this week, you'll see a change. So I will still be doing the 8 p.m. on Wednesday night. Then you'll see that there is not that one that I usually do on Wednesday morning. I have changed it to Thursday. The skills training I'm going to do tomorrow night is finding new leads. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is getting yourself out of the house and going and doing things. Well, I was at church this morning, and in our bulletin, there was a wellness, I forgot what it's titled, like a wellness seminar for 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, that's going to be at our church every Wednesday morning for several hours. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's where my people are. That's right up my alley. I need to go to this. So I have moved the open coaching from Wednesday to Thursday because I really want to
You
attend
froze, Beth.
that. What? Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so I really want to, somebody said they can't find their book, but it's not me. Oh, Kim. All right, Kim is logged in as me. All right, so open coaching moved to Thursday, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow night, finding new leads. Just wanted to mention that change because I know a lot of people show up for open coaching on Wednesday mornings. Wanted to make sure you saw it. All right, so that I am not the only voice you are hearing, and because Kim is much nicer than I am going to have her go over all of the things for the month. So us oranges can be a little non-filtered, right? So I'm gonna have Kim go over all of the goodies and wonderful things for the month.
All right.
Kim, you are up.
Okay, so hosts this month have lots of specials. I love that they've had these exclusive offers for hosts. So the first one is if the host gathering totals $600 or more, they have a choice of choosing an exclusive set, the 3-piece I Can't Believe It's Not Botox set, which is the hyaluronic acid, beauty booster, and the body firming oil. They can purchase that at a discounted price of $41.95. Or they have a choice of that or the 5-piece makeup in the bag set, which includes the tints and the lash duo in that bag for $44.95. If their gathering reaches $1,000, there is a premium exclusive, and it's the 7-piece skincare bundle with the bag for only $69.95, which is normally $299. So that's an amazing discount for them. And let's see which one comes next. Customer specials. This month, if your customer spends $95 or more, they get a free makeup remover. I just had a customer get it in the mail. She was like, oh, there was this makeup remover in there. I didn't order it. Like, I was like, that's a free gift. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Because she's never tried it, which is nice because now she'll get to try it, see if, it's something that she would use, and then she'll order it afterward. If their order totals $190 or more, then they can purchase the Lash Duo set for $24.76. And I keep saying this every week. I have not tried, I forget the primer, but I have used the mascara and I love it. And then moving on to the next screen, lots of specials this month, of course. All right, preferred customer specials. Preferred customers can purchase the Super Greens shampoo and or the eyeliner at a 20% off discount. And I did mention last week that eyeliner lasts forever. I've only bought it once and it doesn't even look like I barely used it. And on to consultants, I believe, is last.
I was typing.
I just saw your chat pop up. All right, consultants. For every gathering you hold this month, you will get an entry to win one of the following: either a Berkeley water filter, $150 Allbirds shoes gift card, which I want to look at because I love the Rothy's and they've done those in the past, or $100 Pure Haven gift card. Anyone that sponsors 2 or more consultants this month is going to earn that trucker style Pure Haven hat. And just a reminder, in August, we held the booking blitz. So if you scheduled 2 or more gatherings in August to be held in September, you want to make sure that those close by, I believe, September 30th, and you're going to earn yourself a spa day pack. And I think that's all of our specials right now.
That is it. And I am so sorry. I usually put the new consultants into a list to welcome them and recognize them, and also recognize their sponsors, and I forgot to do it this week. So I'm sorry, and we're so excited that we do have a new consultant on. So Melissa, welcome. And we're gonna have Gina go ahead and handle our next portion of the evening. So go ahead, Gina.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so tonight we are going to go over the benefits of, I picked 2, comfort oil and hyaluronic acid. So every week we kind of look at two products and kind of come up with a list of everything that they're good for. So if anyone wants to chime in, we could get started with the comfort oil. I know for me, I use that after the gym, and I find that if I drop it in certain, like on my knees or certain sore spots, and really, really, really drop a lot and rub it in like very deep, that it really works for soreness. It works very well for soreness. I've also put it on like dry spots. Like I got like a dry patch of skin on my ankle. It's maybe like a little eczema or something. And I've tried everything, and comfort oil has actually kind of worked the best to moisturize it. Believe it or not. Anyone else have other uses for comfort oil?
I will say that last night I got a leg cramp. It was so bad. I couldn't, like, I got into bed. I was about to fall asleep. My leg and my foot both like cramped up horribly. And so I jumped out of bed. I was like walking around the room for a minute, and then I went and grabbed my comfort oil and I just rubbed that in, and it worked amazingly. I was able to fall right back asleep.
Awesome.
I see Judy on, who just got back from her El Camino, so she might have some comfort oil testimonials from that.
Yes, a lot of people were using it, and
Nice.
it's really good. It's really good for the bottom of your feet, the ankle part, where it tends to dry. It's really good for dry skin, and on the arch of your foot. I think Gina had mentioned that it's really good to rub in. But yeah, I don't walk without it whenever I go walking, and I used it every single day that we were walking, and at night.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
I slightly twisted my ankle when we went hiking at conference, and I didn't think I was going to get to sleep. The store was, what was it called? The whatever, where you can go get anything you wanted, Tylenol or whatever. And I tried every position, couldn't do anything. And I'm like, oh, I brought the comfort oil. So I put it on. I was actually able to sleep and get rid of the pain, because I was going out of my mind because it hurt so bad. So, yeah.
Yep.
I came across a testimonial that's actually from Christine Parodies, and she used it for her plantar fasciitis. Or is it? I'm not sure if I'm
fasciitis.
Yeah.
Plantar fasciitis.
And there's also a graphic there saying that the helichrysum, which is one of the ingredients in it, is good for lots of arthritis, poor circulation, varicose veins, lymph nodes, congestion, asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, cold and flu, allergies, sprains and strains, even more, like a list of things, including eczema, psoriasis, bruises, and then even some skin things like acne, burns, wounds, rashes, wrinkles, and scars. So lots and lots of uses for it.
Yep. Excellent. And then I thought I would go do something a little different. Hyaluronic acid. I always think of the commercial. What's that actress? She gets on and she goes, hyaluronic acid. for some brand that's not ours. It's not pure like ours. So hyaluronic acid actually has it's nourishing for your skin. It's really good. It tightens lines a little bit. And I always say it's the one when I added this to my routine, my husband looked at me and said, whatever you're doing with your eyes, do that. Keep doing that. So men don't notice. Like I got compliments from the full skincare kit, but he didn't notice till the hyaluronic acid. But other things it's good for, so that's softening the wrinkles around the eyes, which is, I guess, what he was talking about. It treats acne scarring. It rejuvenates the skin. It encourages the production of collagen. And let's see, provides deep hydration. So that's what it's really meant for, is deep hydration in your skin. Counters aging, fine lines, wrinkles, blemishes, age spots, and it stays active and effective after you put it in your skin because it keeps pulling moisture in. And those are the main things that I've found out and about besides my own uses. What does everybody else use it for?
So, one quick tip on the hyaluronic acid, although I love it when my customers call it hydraulic acid. That one of the things that I always tell people when they order it is make sure you are putting it on when your skin is wet and you are sealing it in with something wet. So put it on over toner, seal it in with your moisturizer or a serum, because otherwise it's going to pull the moisture from your skin instead of hydrating
Mhm.
your skin. So
Mhm.
always put it on wet and seal it in with something wet. And so I always like to remind people of that
Mhm.
because I have had some
Good
people who
tip.
are like, it dried out my skin. And I'm like, that's because you're not using it right. So make sure that you are sharing with your customers how important it is with this
Mhm.
product specifically to use it in a very specific way. One of my favorite testimonials for this is a woman who used to be on our team. Um, she had cancer surgery and she had surgery on her neck. And so she was just using her skincare and put the hyaluronic acid on her neck, and the scarring was almost invisible from
Mm.
her thyroid surgery that she had because she was using the hyaluronic acid on her
Mhm.
neck. So it works really, really well for scarring, which is something that I think we don't usually think about with hyaluronic acid. So definitely recommend that.
Cool.
So then,
right.
are you saying that if you do the hyaluronic acid, maybe recommend like the moisturizer too with it?
Mm.
Yeah, you need to seal it in on top of it with either the moisturizer or one of the serums. Like I recommend the moisturizer and serums, but if somebody's sort of like, well, I'm on a budget, what should I get? And you can't skimp on that one. Like you need to seal it in. So whether it's moisturizer or one of the serums, it needs that top sort of something over the top of it. You can't just sort of like put it on dry skin and think it's going to do its thing. It actually makes your skin drier.
Mm.
I had someone who just bought the hyaluronic acid one time and she wasn't doing anything else. And she was like, oh my God, my skin made my skin dry out so much. And I'm like, I explained you need to buy the toner and the moisturizer, preferably the cleanser. Like you need other steps with it. It's not good for people who are like, I don't want a ton of steps. Okay, then this probably isn't the product for you.
Mhm. The thing I want to say about that is I have it, sorry, my throat. Customers that have had products that say they have hyaluronic acid in it, those are synthetic. Hyaluronic acid is something that we produce and that we lose. So laboratories are constantly synthesizing hyaluronic acid, and it's not pure hyaluronic acid. So let your customers, have them really look at their labels, because that hyaluronic acid is like at the bottom of the ingredient chain in a lot of over the counter. So
Yeah, our percentage is a lot. Our percentage is like the highest you can get.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Gina. All right, so moving on. This is a horrible picture of this book. I'm sorry, you guys. I need to find a better picture. Atomic Habits. We read chapter 1 this week. I saw a couple of hands raised.
I read it.
And so who said?
I read it too. Sorry, I'm multitasking and
I
I didn't
read
hear
it.
That's
my-
okay.
Yes.
Yay. All right. Top takeaways. Tell me your favorite thing about this chapter.
You have to have goals, but you also have to change your habits 1 degree
Yes.
or 1%,
Yes.
whatever it is, to move
Yeah.
towards it. Because you could have goals, but you have to do your everyday, like kind of habit share, right? Is basically what
Yeah.
we need to do, and other things. But
Yeah, there
I
was a
love what you
couple.
said about the systems. So he
Mm.
said goals are important, but look at people who have the same goal, but one makes it, one doesn't. So it's not the goal necessarily, it's how you go about it.
Yeah, forget about goals, focus on systems instead, right? You
Mm.
want to have the
Right.
goals because you want to know where you're shooting. But if it's systemized, then and you focus on the system. And I will tell you guys, this happens. Eric actually talks about this a lot. He'll get he said, I can't tell you how many people walk across the stage at GoPro and collect that $1 million a year trophy, and then everything falls apart because they made their goal and then they don't know what to do next. So if you just keep focusing on the systems, you're in much better shape. So yeah, I love that. Who else wants to share a takeaway from this chapter?
I liked success is the product of daily habits, not once in a
Mhm.
lifetime transformation. Because,
Yep.
it was talking about, we want it right away. And you can't, the results never come quickly. And so we slide back into our previous routines, and that's what makes us fail.
Mhm.
Habits are the
Yes.
compound interest of self-improvement. I mean, that was awesome. I mean, if you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done.
Yeah.
And if if you get 1% worse, you'll go down to 0. So I thought
Right.
that was good, but this was a good chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Who else
like
has? Oh, Gina,
oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, I liked the chart too. I think they did that chart when I took the Eric Worre in 2022. I feel like he did that, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I like it because it's like it was like a good reminder for me that like in different things that I do, like if I'm trying to help my kids with a protocol or eating, I get overwhelmed extremely quickly. And so I like this concept of it's small changes, right?
Mhm.
It's like when we tell people, "Oh, I'm going to guide you through you need to detox your home," people get overwhelmed. But if you go,
Right.
"Okay, we're going to just do the most important thing. Let's get you clean water. Let's detox
Right.
your water and not move on to the whole, so I kind of like that little by little. Once you've got it down that you're always doing it, then you add the next thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm assuming, but I know that like in
Yeah.
order, like for me to I go to the gym every week, but at the beginning I didn't.
Yeah.
It was really hard. I had to form that habit. And now I'm on the other side of it where I feel weird when I don't go.
Yes. You will love, there's a later chapter where he talks about going to the gym.
Mm.
It's a really great chapter. I love it. It really stuck with me. Um, I'm gonna read my favorite part of this whole chapter. because it's such a great visual. The impact created by a change in your habits is similar to the effect of shifting the route of an airplane by just a few degrees. Imagine you are flying from Los Angeles to New York City. If a pilot leaving from LAX adjusts the headings just 3.5 degrees south, you will land in Washington, D.C. instead of New York. Such a small change is barely noticeable at takeoff. The nose of the airplane moves just a few feet, but when magnified across the entire United States, you end up hundreds of miles apart. So similarly, a slight change in your daily habits can guide your life to a very different destination. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment, but over the span of moments that make up a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. Success is the product of daily habits, not a once in a lifetime transformation. Huge, right? So yeah, as was mentioned, I know Michelle talked about that part too, and about habit share and just doing, even if it feels like it's not working, just doing your daily things. Because what happens is we go, oh, this isn't working. But the section that we're in when we think that, if you look at, I'm going to stop sharing for a second so you guys can see. The section we're looking at with that is the plateau of latent potential. And so that little dip there is called the Valley of Disappointment, right? We all know that valley. So what you think should happen is that straight line, right? You think that that's what's going to happen. And so you get all excited and you're like, oh, here's what's going to happen. Here's that straight line of success. I'm going to go straight up. And then you have what actually happens, and you have that valley of disappointment before the success. And I want you guys to look at this again, because if you look at that chart, notice that what you think is going to happen is actually at the end is not as good and juicy and wonderful as what actually happens if you get through the valley of disappointment. So we have to go through that valley of disappointment and keep consistent with our actions to get to the results that are even better than we even thought they could be. Yeah. So good. All right. Any other takeaways from this book that anybody wants to share? Okay. So we have a great week ahead of us. Lots of good things. We have our Fall for Pure Haven event. We will be getting out information on the deodorant drive so you guys can get started in October sharing that. I will probably do a quick little video on it to just explain like how it works. Maybe Kim and I will get on together. Kim and Gina and I will get on together and do that. And then we will we'll get that out. But for now, just keep inviting to the Fall for Pure Haven event, because we still have a few days left to get that in. And make sure you're on all of our other good, juicy stuff this week, because we have a lot going on for you guys. Anything, any questions or anything else that you guys want to go over before we end? Kim?
Qualities of a leader.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, that's fine. It's just
It's all you.
it's going to sound like you and I actually got on together and talked before this meeting, because everything we've been talking about goes along with the quality. So, oh, Jen must have gotten booted from the room. There she goes. So Jen and I spoke earlier, and our focus is actually consistency for qualities of a leader for tonight. And I just want to read you something that I came across. It says, consistency is key to making progress and maintaining motivation. Focusing on consistency by setting personal goals is an excellent way to achieve your objectives and develop positive habits. So what we wanted to tell people was attending that calendar control, whether you were on tonight or you attend it in the future, is going to give you that opportunity to set your schedule for the upcoming week. So tonight, if you didn't get on tonight, sit down with your own calendar and schedule out your week so that you are going to be consistent going forward.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you get on calendar control. If you are scheduling your week, you're in good shape. Pull up our calendar for the week. Look at what's going on. That gives you time, and those power hours are going to give you accountability. So consistency and accountability are what give you success. So make sure you are on during the power hours to get your work in, because you will get that accountability. I know last week Michelle was really struggling when we were on coaching, and she was saying, I'm just not getting my stuff done. And I said, okay, I'm going to hold you accountable. And she did the power hour, and I was like, did you get it done? Did you get what you said you were going to get done? So get on the power hours so that you have that accountability. And I'm going to share with you guys, the thing that helped my business more than anything else when I was new in the business. I was coaching with a corporate coach, and there were 3 or 4 of us in a coaching group, and we would get on weekly and we would share our wins, rocks, needs, and goals, which is still what I ask you guys to share, right? So we would share our wins, rocks, needs, and goals. And when we got to the goals, I would always say whatever my goal was. And the coaching was on Wednesdays at noon. And on Tuesday mornings, I would wake up frantic, thinking, oh my God, I didn't do anything I said I was going to do for the week for coaching. I need to do it all today because I'm going to get on tomorrow and I'm going to feel awful if I don't have done what I said I was going to have done. So I would do an entire week's worth of work on Tuesday to make sure that on Wednesday I could say that I got it done. And then I finally shared that on coaching one day. I was like, every week I wait until Tuesday. I do all my work for the week on Tuesday, and then so that I can get on Wednesday and say that I did it. And it would be so much easier if I just did it every day. And so I asked the other women in the coaching group, can we please get on a quick call every morning and go over what our activities are going to be for that day? And then the next day, just say whether we did it or not, because that way I'll have to say like, yes, I did it, or no, I didn't the next morning. And that is when my business just skyrocketed. And I was earning trips and making a lot of money. And, all of a sudden everything was falling into place because I was being really consistent with my business and showing up every day for my business. So, get on the calls, do the things. You'll go through that valley of despair. But then it'll be better than you ever thought it could be. All right. Any questions? Anybody else I forgot? I will actually, so I'm flying to Las Vegas on Saturday, but I will actually be running the meeting on Sunday, and then I will be flying home the next Saturday. So I'll be running the meeting next Sunday. So I think I'm out of my MIA for a while. So I will be with you guys, which I'm really excited about. I missed everybody. I'm really happy to sort of be able to be around for a while. Looking forward to it.
Us too.
And thank you to all the leaders who, leaders in action who took over and filled in while I was out gallivanting in Oklahoma. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. If you are a leader in action, please stay on so we can plan our calendar. Bye, everybody. All right, I'm gonna stop